Your kidneys filter about 200 liters of blood every single day. They do it quietly, without any warning, without any pain, until one day a blood test shows your creatinine has gone up and you start hearing words like kidney function for the first time. By then, the damage has already been building for years. What you drink every day either adds to that burden or helps your kidneys do their job. These 8 drinks cleanse your kidneys, reduce the pressure on them, and help protect them from the damage that builds silently after 60. Number 8. Ginger tea. You probably think of ginger as something you reach for when your stomach is upset or when you feel nausea coming on. But what ginger does specifically for your kidneys and why drinking it as a tea every day becomes increasingly important after 60 is something most people have never been told. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols and shogals that have been shown in research to have direct protective effects on kidney tissue. These compounds reduce oxidative stress in the kidneys, which is essentially the cellular damage that accumulates when the kidneys are working hard without enough antioxidant protection. When oxidative stress builds in kidney tissue over time, it contributes to the gradual decline in filtering function that shows up as rising creatinine on your blood test. Research, published in multiple studies, has found that ginger extract reduces markers of kidney damage and inflammation in subjects with kidney stress. Studies suggest ginger supplementation may help reduce creatinine levels and improve kidney function markers, particularly in people whose kidneys are under chronic stress. The anti-inflammatory effect of ginger also helps protect the small blood vessels inside the kidneys that do the actual filtering work. After 60, your kidneys have been filtering blood for decades, and the cumulative oxidative stress on kidney tissue is significantly higher than it was in your younger years. Your body's own antioxidant defenses also become less efficient with age, which means external antioxidant support from what you drink becomes more important, not less. If you have been noticing that your energy levels are lower than they used to be, or that you feel more tired without a clear reason, impaired kidney function affecting how efficiently your body clears waste from the blood could be a contributing factor. Ginger tea addresses that at the root level by protecting the kidney tissue responsible for that clearing process. Slice 3 to 4 pieces of fresh ginger root and simmer them in 2 cups of water for 10 minutes. Strain and drink warm. You can add a small squeeze of lemon for additional kidney benefit. 1 to 2 cups daily is enough to deliver a meaningful therapeutic effect. Avoid adding sugar as it works against the kidney protective benefits. And if ginger surprises you as a kidney drink, wait until you hear about the next one, which most people would never think to look past the weeds in their garden to find. Number 7. Dandelion tea. Dandelion tea is one that surprises people because dandelions are something you probably associate with weeds in your garden. But dandelion, root, and leaf tea have one of the most well-documented traditional and research-supported histories of any herbal remedy, specifically for kidney and urinary health. The primary way dandelion tea supports the kidneys is through its natural diuretic effect. It increases urine production, which means your kidneys are actively flushing more waste, toxins, and excess minerals through your urinary system. That increased flushing reduces the buildup of substances like uric acid, urea, and excess sodium. Less buildup means less pressure on the kidneys and more efficient filtering overall. Research confirmed that dandelion extract significantly increases urinary frequency and volume in human subjects. A study published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that dandelion extract produced a measurable increase in the ratio of urine output to fluid intake, which is a direct measure of how efficiently the kidneys are processing and excreting fluid. Dandelion is also rich in potassium, which is important because many diuretics deplete potassium as a side effect. The natural potassium in dandelion tea helps maintain the mineral balance your kidneys work to regulate rather than disrupting it, the way pharmaceutical diuretics often do. That makes it a gentler and more balanced option for supporting kidney flushing naturally. After 60, the kidneys become less efficient at concentrating and excreting urine. If you notice your feet and ankles swell by the end of the day, or you feel bloated and heavy without a clear dietary reason, your kidneys may not be flushing fluid and waste as efficiently as they should. Dandelion tea directly supports that flushing process naturally. Steep 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried dandelion root or leaf in hot water for 10 minutes. Drink 1 to 2 cups daily. You can find dandelion tea bags at most health food stores and many regular grocery stores. If you take blood thinners or diuretic medications, speak with your healthcare provider before adding dandelion tea regularly, as the combination may need to be monitored. The next drink is one you have probably been drinking for years without knowing it was doing anything for your kidneys at all. And the research behind it is more impressive than most people expect. Number 6. Green tea. If you already drink green tea in the morning, you are doing something very good for your kidneys without probably realizing it. And if you do not drink it yet, the research behind what it does for kidney function specifically is going to surprise you. Green tea is rich in compounds called catechins, particularly one called EGCG. This compound is one of the most potent antioxidants found in any commonly consumed beverage, and it has been shown in multiple studies to directly protect kidney cells from oxidative damage. When kidney cells are protected from oxidative stress, they maintain their filtering efficiency longer and are more resistant to the chronic inflammation that drives progressive kidney function decline. A study following over 50,000 adults found that regular green tea consumption was associated with a significantly lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease. Participants who drank the most green tea had notably better kidney function markers, including lower creatinine levels, compared to those who did not drink it regularly. Green tea also supports kidney health by helping control blood pressure and blood sugar, both of which are among the leading drivers of kidney damage after 60. High blood pressure puts direct mechanical stress on the delicate filtering vessels inside the kidneys. High blood sugar damages those same vessels through a process called glycation. Green tea addresses both of those pathways simultaneously. After 60, the kidneys are more vulnerable to the compounding effects of blood pressure and blood sugar damage that have been accumulating over decades. Every cup of green tea you drink is providing antioxidant protection to kidney cells that are under that cumulative pressure. Drink 2 to 3 cups of green tea daily. Brew it at around 175 degrees Fahrenheit rather than boiling water, which can make the tea bitter and reduce the catechin content. Loose leaf green tea tends to have higher catechin levels than tea bags. Avoid adding sugar and drink it between meals rather than with food for the best absorption of the beneficial compounds. But as protective as green tea is for your kidneys, the next drink on this list works on an entirely different and more urgent threat to kidney function after 60, one that is directly responsible for the most common type of kidney damage in seniors. Number 5. Beet juice. Beet juice is one of the most powerful drinks on this list for kidney health, and the reason is directly connected to one of the biggest threats to kidney function after 60, which is high blood pressure damaging the kidneys, filtering vessels. Beets are one of the richest dietary sources of natural nitrates. When you drink beet juice, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, which relaxes and widens blood vessels throughout your body. That widening effect directly lowers blood pressure and reduces the mechanical pressure on the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys that do the filtering work. Reducing that pressure consistently over time is one of the most meaningful things you can do to slow the progression of kidney function decline after 60. A study published in the journal Hypertension found that drinking 250 milliliters of beet juice daily produced a significant reduction in blood pressure within just 24 hours. The effect was maintained with regular consumption. For the kidneys, that blood pressure reduction translates directly into less daily stress on the filtering vessels. Beet juice also contains powerful antioxidants, including betalains, which are the compounds that give beets their deep red color. These antioxidants reduce inflammation in kidney tissue and protect kidney cells from oxidative damage. A 2024 study found that beetroot extract had direct protective effects on kidney cells in a model of diabetes-related kidney stress, which is particularly relevant given how common blood sugar problems are in adults over 60. After 60, the blood vessels inside your kidneys have been under pressure for decades. High blood pressure that is even slightly elevated over many years causes gradual but cumulative damage to those vessels. Beet juice addresses that pressure directly by improving the flexibility and responsiveness of blood vessels, including the ones your kidneys depend on most. Drink 250 milliliters of fresh or cold-pressed beet juice daily. If you find the taste too strong, dilute it with equal parts water or mix it with a small amount of apple juice. Avoid beet juice with added sugar. You may notice your urine turns pink or red after drinking beet juice, which is completely normal and harmless. What comes next is a drink most seniors have in their fridge already, but almost always buy the wrong version of. And that one mistake is making it completely useless for kidney protection. Number 4. Unsweetened cranberry juice. Cranberry juice has been recommended for urinary health for generations, and the research behind it is more specific and more relevant to kidney health than you might realize. The key is understanding exactly what cranberries do and why unsweetened is the only version worth drinking. Cranberries contain compounds called proanthocyanidins that prevent harmful bacteria from adhering to the walls of the urinary tract. Urinary tract infections that go untreated or that recur repeatedly are one of the most common pathways through which kidney damage develops in older adults. When bacteria travel up from the bladder into the kidneys, they can cause kidney infections that leave lasting damage to kidney tissue. Cranberry juice reduces the risk of that happening by making it harder for bacteria to establish themselves in the first place. Research has also found that cranberry juice helps reduce the formation of certain types of kidney stones by decreasing the concentration of stone-forming minerals in urine. A review of multiple clinical trials found that cranberry juice consumption was associated with significantly lower rates of urinary tract infections in older adults and reduced recurrence in people who experience them repeatedly. Cranberry juice also contains antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress in kidney tissue directly. The combination of infection prevention, stone prevention, and antioxidant protection makes unsweetened cranberry juice one of the most comprehensive kidney protective drinks available. After 60, your immune system becomes less effective at fighting off urinary bacteria before they reach the kidneys. That reduced immune efficiency combined with the structural changes in the urinary tract that come with age makes you significantly more vulnerable to the kidney-damaging effects of recurrent urinary tract infections. Cranberry juice addresses that vulnerability at the prevention level. Drink 240 milliliters of pure unsweetened cranberry juice daily. Pure unsweetened cranberry juice is very tart, so diluting it with water is completely fine and does not reduce the protective compounds. Avoid cranberry cocktails or sweetened cranberry beverages which contain mostly sugar and very little actual cranberry. Now we move to number 3, and this one is in most kitchen cabinets already. But the way almost everyone uses it throws away most of the kidney benefit before it even reaches your body. Number 3. Turmeric tea. You have probably heard of turmeric for inflammation and joint pain. But what it does specifically inside your kidneys is different from anything else on this list. And there is one thing about how you prepare it that determines whether it actually works or passes through your body, doing almost nothing. Turmeric contains curcumin, which is one of the most extensively researched natural anti-inflammatory compounds in existence. The kidneys are particularly vulnerable to a process called chronic inflammation, where the immune system's response to ongoing stress in kidney tissue causes progressive damage to the filtering structures. Curcumin directly inhibits the inflammatory pathways that drive this process. It blocks specific proteins that signal inflammation to continue and escalate in kidney tissue, which means it is addressing one of the root causes of kidney function decline, rather than just its symptoms. A meta-analysis of multiple clinical trials found that curcumin supplementation significantly reduced creatinine levels and improved kidney function markers in people with chronic kidney disease. The anti-inflammatory effect was measurable in blood markers within weeks of consistent use. Research also found that curcumin protects kidney cells from the damage caused by high blood sugar, which is directly relevant given how common diabetes-related kidney damage is in adults over 60. Turmeric also has antioxidant properties that protect kidney cells from oxidative stress. That combination of anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects working simultaneously is what makes turmeric tea particularly valuable for kidney health. After 60, chronic low-grade inflammation becomes one of the primary drivers of organ decline. In the kidneys, specifically, that inflammation gradually damages the filtering structures in ways that show up as rising creatinine on blood tests. Turmeric tea addresses that inflammatory process at the source. Add 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and a small pinch of black pepper to 2 cups of hot water. The black pepper is essential because it contains piperine, which increases the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of the curcumin passes through without being absorbed. Stir well and drink warm. You can add a small amount of coconut oil, which also enhances curcumin absorption. Drink 1 to 2 cups daily. Number 2 is something so simple it costs almost nothing and takes 30 seconds to prepare every morning. But what the National Kidney Foundation specifically says about it for kidney protection is something most seniors have never heard. Number 2. Lemon water. Lemon water sits at number 2 because of a specific recommendation from the National Kidney Foundation that you have probably never heard, and that directly addresses one of the most common and most preventable kidney problems in seniors. Lemons are exceptionally rich in citrate, which is a form of citric acid. When you drink lemon water, the citrate enters your urine and binds with calcium there. That binding prevents the calcium from combining with other minerals to form the crystals that become kidney stones. The National Kidney Foundation specifically recommends adding 4 ounces of concentrated lemon juice to water daily for people at risk of kidney stones, because the evidence for citrate's stone-preventing effect is so consistent and well established. Kidney stones are significantly more common after 60, and they cause damage beyond the immediate pain of passing one. Stones that block the urinary tract create pressure that damages kidney tissue, and repeated kidney infections from stones leave lasting scarring. Preventing stones from forming is one of the most direct ways to protect long-term kidney function. Lemon water also supports kidney health through its vitamin C content, which provides antioxidant protection to kidney cells. The alkalizing effect of lemon juice in the body helps maintain the urine pH that is least favorable for stone formation and most supportive of efficient kidney function. After 60, the risk of kidney stones increases significantly because urine becomes more concentrated, hydration habits often decline, and the mineral balance in urine shifts towards stone formation. The daily habit of lemon water is one of the simplest and most evidence-based interventions available for reducing that risk. Squeeze the juice of half a lemon into a large glass of water every morning and drink it first thing before eating. You can also add lemon to water throughout the day. Use fresh lemon rather than bottled lemon juice, which often has preservatives and reduced citrate content. The temperature of the water does not matter, so warm or cold both work equally well. And now we come to number 1. It is the most important drink on this entire list and the one most seniors are not drinking nearly enough of. The research on what happens to your kidneys when you are even slightly short on it every day will change how you think about what you drink from this point forward. Number 1. Plain water. Plain water sits at number 1 because no other drink on this list or anywhere else comes close to its importance for kidney health, and because the research on what happens to kidney function when you are even mildly dehydrated consistently over time is something every senior needs to understand. Your kidneys cannot filter and excrete waste without adequate water. Every toxin, every metabolic byproduct, every excess mineral that needs to leave your body does so dissolved in water through your urine. When you do not drink enough, your kidneys work with less fluid to filter the same amount of waste. The urine becomes more concentrated, and waste products become more concentrated within the kidney tissue itself, contributing to the decline in filtering efficiency that shows up as rising creatinine. Research has found that chronically low water intake is one of the most significant and most modifiable risk factors for chronic kidney disease progression. A large study following adults with early kidney disease found that those who increased their water intake significantly slowed the rate of kidney function decline compared to those who did not. After 60, the sense of thirst becomes less reliable. Your body does not signal dehydration as clearly as it did when you were younger, which means you can be significantly dehydrated without feeling thirsty. If your urine is consistently dark yellow rather than pale yellow, you are likely not drinking enough water for your kidneys to function optimally. That is the simplest check you can do today. Water also helps control blood pressure by maintaining the proper volume of fluid in your blood vessels. When you are dehydrated, blood volume drops and the body compensates by tightening blood vessels, which raises blood pressure. That elevated blood pressure then stresses the very kidney vessels that need protection. Drink at least 6 to 8 cups of plain water daily. Spread it throughout the day rather than drinking large amounts all at once, which can actually strain the kidneys. Start your morning with a full glass of water before anything else to rehydrate after the overnight fast. If you struggle to drink plain water, adding a slice of lemon or cucumber makes it more appealing without reducing any of the kidney benefit. And if you are already drinking the other items on this list, remember that they count toward your daily fluid intake, but plain water should still make up the majority of what you drink each day. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 8 drinks are you going to add to your daily routine first? Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe so you never miss what we cover next. Thanks for watching.